between Israel and the Palestinians. Well, that's not smart. We're back with the roundtable. Matt, April, and David. Matt, let's go along the line here. Is the neocon crowd who loves, and I'm not knocking their ideology, I disagree with it completely, I think they're very hawkish, but they do like jobs. It isn't about money. Is the kind of
jobs for them.
They want jobs in the National Security Council. Sure. They want jobs in the Defense Department. They want to be able to get in there and get their policies across like they did with the help of Dick Cheney in the last Bush administration. They love those jobs. That's right. And they seem to see Rubio get him the vice presidency at least, and they get all those jobs back and take us to another war.
Well, I don't think they've given up on the fact that he might just be the top guy on that ticket. Sure. He could be the president. Eventually, if things keep going the way they're going, I think this is the backup plan. Get him on the ticket. He's a great candidate in all kinds of ways to do that, and you're exactly right. It's also what they said about the Reagan people versus the Bush people. The Bush people got all the jobs, and knowing how to burrow in and get these jobs is the oldest art form in D.C.
You know, it's like the old New York. What's that? The old Liberal Party in New York, all they wanted was jobs.
Well,
right?
It's also like the old Stalinists and the old communists. You come to the meetings, you stay late, you sign up for every committee you can get, because those are the people doing the work. And the people who have been advising him on foreign policy are the fellows who were in favor of the Iraq War, want to start.
And they're sitting over the American Enterprise Institute, the Heritage Foundation, waiting to come into government.
And they have no other horse. A lot of them were with Jeb Bush. Paul Wolfowitz was an advisor to Jeb Bush. But there is nobody out there. Trump wants to impeach George W. Bush over the Iraq War. Ted Cruz has a very muddy position on foreign policy.
I agree, he's muddy.
And Marco Rubio is the only horse they can ride.
He sings the song of the Hawks every time he gets in front of a microphone.
He may sing the song of the Hawks, but I'm going to tell you something. For all intents and purposes, a lot of people are saying it's over. Rubio is not even a factor. I talked to David Poseidas, Democratic scholar. He's like, you know, it's Hillary and Trump. And Rubio may as well, I wouldn't even see him as a vice presidential nod for Trump if Trump is the nominee, which it looks like it could be. And unfortunately, you know, Donald Trump is showing, and the Republican Party is trying to pull together all this minority luster. They've got it for Donald Trump, which we can't believe, because Donald Trump has Rudy Giuliani behind him, who is pro-gay. He's also pro-abortion, and so he got the Hispanic
rights.
right.
I like the way she said it.
I don't like it that way.
Well, I'm sorry, but he got the Hispanic vote. What's going to happen to Rubio?
Okay, so I want you to talk about Trump here for a minute. I'm out in Vegas, and the great thing about being in Vegas, the whole week I've been out there, I'm walking around the Strip, and people come up to you. They're unabashed. They're all regular people. On
with
vacation.
little cards, too, and chips.
It's the American cross-section of regular people, middle-class regular people, and they're very unintimidated when they see somebody like me. They come right up. They want the selfie. They want, and I'm fine with that. I think it's great. But one African-American guy came up to me, had a nice chat together. I didn't have a camera with me, which is pretty good. And he was just telling me something. He said, this Make America Great Again. What do you mean by again?
Exactly.
What is your message here? Back before we had any rights? Back in the 50s? Back when we didn't have anything? Is that what you want to go back to? Is that resounding around to that thought that this guy is a perfect message of go back to when the country was white dominated?
Yeah, that's what the sentiment is within the broad African community thought mind meld. And when they say that, you know, we are hearing already that you're saying take it back, and then you talk about a post-racial society, which there is not a post-racial society in this nation. And what we're looking going back to January 20th, 2017, we will have a post-Obama era. And what does that look like?
What does that look like to you?
And what does that look like? It looks like a nation that is flawed, that still has issues. They have to close gaps. Yes, racial issues.
But
not racial, gender.
But it's also.
But why are they getting worse? You've got people talking.
Are wrong.
But it's also is it policies or is it people running off the mouth causing?
Come on.
What do you mean? Come on.
I think this is.
I'm an African American woman, and some of that. Okay, then, and some of the stuff that's said out there in public by some of these candidates is offensive and divisive.
I'm not defending everything the candidate's saying, but when he says make America great again, is there just a chance that there are Americans of all stripes who are worried about America's role in the world, worried about what our worried about
Black,
our economy,
Hispanic people
worried about wages, worried about jobs?
African Americans are very what do you mean come on? African Americans are very conservative people, but because of the issues of race, they will not go to the conservative, they will not go to the Republican Party. And your head leaders,
how is it working for him? How's it working for him?
How's it working for him?
Okay, by the way, you're right about rights. I agree with you one point, a lot of what she says. But when Reince Priebus, his #1 goal is to keep blacks from voting. Anyway,
no. He's talking about getting the black vote. Now, I don't know how he's going to do it. He understands.
All we hear is voter suppression. That's all we hear.
I know, but he said, let me tell you what Reince Priebus feels. He feels that this is a primary, that all the candidates can be selective in what they do, but when it comes to the general election, you've got to.
Okay, maybe not #1 goal, but a primary goal. Anyway, the roundtable's staying with us, and up next, These three will tell me something I don't know. This is Hardball, the place. That's election music, and we're back. Matt, tell me something I don't know.
Lots of movement at the Republican National Committee, people looking at the numbers, looking at all the polls for a big movement, endorsements from the committee to Donald Trump, which helps him if we have a contestant.
We're getting aboard that ship, eh?
They're getting aboard that ship.
Speaking of the inner sanctum of the RNC, I've got some numbers for you. They're expecting Hillary Clinton to have the white vote 41% and non-white vote 30%.
Yesterday, big news, Mark Short, who runs the Koch political outfit, went to work for Rubio. People said that's great. He's going to bring the Koch brother donors to the Rubio fundraising effort.
False.
But what people didn't talk about was that outfit has a gigantic data bank full of millions of voter files. That's going to be a good
Koch brothers for Rubio. Thank you so much to the roundtable, Matt Schlapp, April Ryan, and David Corn. When we return, let me